Good evening and welcome to the Invictus Racing League. This is round number 11. For the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It is a sprint evening. We've just missed sprint, the one-shot sprint qualifying. The grid is as follows: Gattuso, Ginger Tiger, Roddo, Klipskiri, Keza, Nitrogash, Maras, O'Steven, Jack, Mikey, Massive Marshall, Sir Spud, Bruce, Matty Rudd and Kent. We're just going to get up the tyres. Everyone on mediums except Massive Marshall. As he round the bottom of the corner. So his driver's coming through sector 3. A little bit about Abu Dhabi. It is 5.281 kilometres, 3.281 miles. The most wins around the circuit is Hamilton with 5. Red Bull, though, have taken 7 wins as a constructor. It's been around this layout 2021. It was introduced. And it was first held in 2009. But we're going to get on to the start line for the 5 red lights and the sprint race in Abu Dhabi. We are racing here in the UAE. Who's got the best getaway? It looks like it's going to be Gattuso off the line. He's got a nice clear lead going into turn number 1. Followed by Ginger Tiger. We've got moves all around, side by side through 1, up towards 2. And through 4, we've got O'Steven battling with Maris. A little bit of contact as Maris's hand went up in the air. Kent going alongside Sir Spud. Steven down the inside of Maris. Oh, that's an interesting move from the Red Bull of Kent, trying to go down the inside of the McLarens. Couldn't quite do it though, and he will stay. He'll actually go back down to 12th. Maris looking down the outside of O'Steven, down towards the chicane of 6 and 7. Oh, nice little cut there from O'Steven. A little bit of contact, and that's damage for Maris. Jack right behind, looking to take advantage. As they're still side by side. At the front we have Roddo has gone past, up into 2nd place. O'Steven has managed to get Maris. Jack down the inside of Maris now through turn number 9. And Maris has not got a lot of front end grip, I think. Yeah, he's lost the end fence. And possibly a little bit, yeah, he's lost even more, so there's a lot of significant damage for Maris. Mikey and Spud having a battle for 11th place. As we head through 14 into 15 and 16. It is Gattuso who leads though. As Maris dives into the pits, that's for a new front wing, and albeit if there's no safety car, a wrecked sprint race for the Haas. The leaders coming through 3 and 4 down towards turn 5. Roddo looking to chase down that Aston Martin. The Aston Martins took a good haul of points in the constructors last week. A 1-2 finish, a 1-3 finish for the Aston Martins last week. Made sure they went into the lead of the constructors for the season. For the back, got O'Steven right on the back of Nitrogash. So DRS is enabled. And Sir Spud using that really wisely. However, we've got the second detection point just after the chicane, so Mikey's going to get his dose of DRS down towards turn 9, but he doesn't get a good run, and Bruce is going to come through. He's up into 11th. O'Steven around the outside of Nitrogash, obviously DRS into that corner. He's up into the top 6. Nitrogas seemingly struggling just a little bit as Jack is now on the tail of the Mercedes. 2014, where Latifi crashed. 2021, an infamous race. Through the final corner, over the line. And this is the view behind the kick Sauber. There's Stephen. Oh, big swapper for Nitrogas. Just about collects it. Somehow doesn't lose position. 3 wide down towards turn 5 though. And Jack backs out of the middle of that one, and that Mercedes spins the back end of Kent's Red Bull. And Jack will say thank you very much for the position. And he should have DRS to help him pull away. And all 3 of them ended up with some DRS. Now Sir Spud now up into 9th, taking advantage of the contact between the Mercedes and the Red Bull. Mercedes just looks a little bit unstable at the moment. The rear end, especially under brakes, not looking too nice. Mikey and Massive Marshall are having a bit of a battle. And there's Bruce closing in on Kent for the top 10. Remember, only the top 5 in the sprint race score points. And there is no fastest lap point either. These are the final couple of corners for the leaders. Keeps going a little bit wide. We've got a yellow flag. It's for Kent. Is there any damage on the car? Not that we can see of. But Bruce now up into 10th and chasing after Spud. The top 4 covered by just under 1.5 seconds. There's Ruddo. It's in DRS range of Gattuso, so he should be able to claw this gap down ever so slightly down this back straight. And you'll get a second dose coming out of here. He should get another dose just as we come down about now. Is he close enough to have a look into 9 though? That's the question for the Williams. Gattuso, he'll probably stick to the left hand side, make Ruddo go around the outside. Yes, he does. Ruddo can't quite find the gap there. However, Jack can find a gap past O'Stephen with DRS. And Bruce and Mikey scrapping over 10th place at the moment. It's good fighting between the McLaren and the Williams. Jack now a second behind Keza. Kent side by side with Massive Marshall takes the place. Remember, Massive Marshall on those hard tyres, they might come to fruition later in this race. Although Matty Rudd has retired. Not really sure why, because I'm pretty certain that's on the... Oh, it has Matty Rudd disconnected. I wonder if Matty Rudd's disconnected there because... we got a yellow flag for Nitrogas. He has gone around and he's been given a 10-second penalty by the game for a severe kill. Oh my word, there we go. You might want to go see the doctors after that one. That's a bit of a rough landing. Trying to take flight in his Mercedes. Meanwhile, Mikey to the inside of Bruce. Needs to, I think, slightly working together to try and catch up with Sir Spud and O'Stephen. Jack, however, is in prime position to look around the outside of turn 9. He's not quite going to make that one work. Maybe he looks for a better run though, and Keza just get a little bit sideways. Could open the door. Oh, bit of a collision between the two, and I have to say, Jack probably going for a gap that probably wasn't quite going to be there. Not through that section, at least anyway. It's ambitious, and I like the ambition though from Jack. He's looking to get past as fast as he can so he can escape up the road. Into turn 1. And the Red Bull holding station for now. Gattuso and Ruddo, 7 tenths. Gattuso's driven really nicely so far, just commanding that gap. Smokecash in the pits for a new front wing. He'll drop to the back of the pack. Nothing doing here for Ruddo at the moment as he comes into the 6-7 chicane. Through the flick of 8. And this time he's closer. Jack has got past Keza in the chicane. But Ruddo, for the lead of the race, to the outside, into the lead for the Williams. All he has to do is stay there for now. And he'll take 5 precious points for that Williams team. Keza looking to the outside of Jack. Can't quite find the gap. Can he find the switchback though? Oh, he would have found the switchback. He would have found the gap if the car hadn't let go. Finding a little bit difficult to keep that Red Bull under control. But probably still quicker than Liam Lawson right now, isn't it? At the front though, Gattuso only 2/10 away. And Mikey's picked up 3 seconds of penalties for multiple track infringements as Gattuso runs just a little bit wide. On to lap 7 of 10 of this sprint race. Mike and Bruce swapping positions into turn 1. They're not really gaining here on Spud. Down towards the 6-7 on chicane, and here comes Ginger Tiger looking for a double overtake. Into the chicane we go. Gets the move done, but what sort of traction can Ruddo get? Oh, a little bit of a wiggle. The DRS comes open though, and here comes the gaggle of cars behind the leader, and it looks pretty simple as Gattuso makes it 3 wide round the outside of Ruddo. Can he find the grip round there? No, he can't. Ruddo is going to hold on for now, and Ginger Tiger back into 3rd place. Clips Kiri watching with a bucket of popcorn, waiting for something to happen I think at the moment. Fantastic racing from the leaders. Jack has fallen back behind O'Steven. And Spud is right with him, and I say that Spud picks up 3 seconds of penalties for track infringements. Maris picks up 3 seconds himself. Through turn 1 then, Ruddo leads 4/10 to the good. Stephen has fallen out of DRS range of Keza, which will be annoying to Jack, because I think he'll definitely feel Keza is there for the taking for the extra point. Back with the leaders, Gattuso will go to the outside, and he will make the overtakes work for him into the chicane. But once again, I think Ruddo doesn't mind that too much as long as he gets a good exit out of the chicane. I must admit though, Gattuso rocketed out of that on the traction zone. Going to probably stop Ruddo here going into turn 9. You almost kind of want to try and force the issue into the first part of the chicane. Make the opponent go around the outside of you through the first part as Ruddo gets a massive snatch of oversteer. Yeah, you always want to make your opponent go around the outside of the first part of the chicane, but keep them there to tighten up their line for the exit, so then you get a good launch and then use the DRS to complete the overtake. As we go on to the penultimate lap of this race, and Jack has closed in on the back of Keza after getting past O'Steven. And Sir Spud is right there. Oh, as Mikey goes a little bit wide, he's going to lose out to Bruce and probably Kent as we come down towards turn number 1. Yeah, Kent does go through into the top 10. No points for that yet, though. No, Stephen trying to fight back here against Jack. To the outside he goes. And when it all bunches up. Now both Jack and Stephen will have DRS over Keza down towards the chicane. I think Jack's got really no choice but just to go for it at the moment. Oh, Stephen, he's not going to try down the inside, is he? Oh, I think better of it. Probably a wise move. But this is perfect for Jack because now he's compromised Keza. Oh, Keza getting all out of shape. Oh, as is O'Steven. Mikey up into 9th now, past Kent and Bruce. So Stephen looking for a move into turn 9, can't find it, and Keza now picks up 3 seconds of penalties. That car looks awfully unstable, the Red Bull. Bruce up into 10th. I thought he was going to look for a move then into 10, 11 and 12. It wasn't to be. Jack now has broken a second over Keza. So he should start to drive away. But we're on to the last lap. We got a yellow flag. That is Mikey. He has pulled off a Latifi at Latifi's corner. No safety car though, as we're right at the end of this race. I think... Yeah, Mikey just going to drive around. I mean, he's not got any points as it stands anyway in the sprint race. Obviously only the top 5 score the points. Jack scoring the final point in this race at the moment. So we may as well just try and drive around, and obviously we do have a second qualifying session to determine the grid for the feature race, the main race of tonight, the 29 lapper. Oh, big collision between the two leaders, Gattuso and Ruddo. Big damage for the pair of them. And Gattuso now picks up 3 seconds worth of warnings. You get the sense Gattuso was squeezing and squeezing. And unfortunately he squeezed just a little bit too hard. And obviously we've only got one car. Oh, big moment for Gattuso. But it is going to be Ginger Tiger. He's going to come round the final corner. He stayed out of the wars. Ginger Tiger wins the sprint race from Clips Kiri. Ruddo will pick up 3rd with Gattuso in 4th. Jack had Keza actually caught up to Jack, but it's not quite going to be enough. Jack will take the final points paying position in the sprint. O'Stevens 6th, Keza 7th, Spud will come home in 8th. I say that as Bruce comes home in 8th, Kent 9th, Spud will be 10th, Massive Marshall will finish 11th. Mikey is going to be coming round. It's a little bit wide, but it's not really going to matter. Oh, as the car spins round, he noses it into the barrier somehow, because he nailed it straight on the nose cone. No big damage. Maras will come home in 13th place with Nitrogash. Not quite sure what happened to him, but again, a little bit like Keza's Red Bull. And a big moment for him coming out of 14 of Latifi's. The car just looks really unstable, and it just doesn't look happy at all. Yeah, Kent picks up the driver of the day for the sprint race. And we are going to go into the sprint race results because it was Ginger Tiger who took the win from Clips Kiri, Ruddo, Gattuso, Jack, O'Steven, Keza, Bruce, Kent, Sir Spud, Massive Marshall, Mikey, Maras, Nitrogash, and Matty Rudd. Came 15th. Well, I say came 15th. He was a non-starter. Not starter, a non-finisher. Get there in the end. He, I have a feeling his game crashed or he got kicked out of the lobby. And unfortunately, on this game, rather than the AI continuing to just run around for you, the AI will retire your car for you instead. So when you do get back in the lobby, you're already back in the paddock, speaking with the press. So we're going to have another one-shot qualifying for tonight. Obviously, we're only going to see one of them, but it always mixes things up, one-shot qualifying, and I really do enjoy it. It's a really good session, in my opinion, because you can really mix the grid up. You can have some of the fastest drivers not set a lap time and end up at the back. Yes, quite a fun sort of format. Also, the race lap record around this layout of Yas Marina is currently held by the Haas of Kevin Magnussen, 125.637, which is quite impressive. So we have the start. I think Typhoon's got in for the main race, which is good news for the Aston Martins. Let's go with Bruce for a lap of Yas Marina up towards turn number 1. Then drop it a couple of cogs into 4. Didn't quite get it right, but we'll go flat through 2, flat through 3. A little bit of curve, don't take too much. It'll move the back end around some at 4. 4 is just a flat left into 5. This opened up hairpin left now. It's quite a late apex on it to then get the throttle back on down the back straight. DRS open. Now you'll notice you leave a car's width to the right hand side. That's because the track comes into you, and then you hit the brakes about 100 meters down to second. Clip the first apex, try and square it up so that you can open up the second one to get the traction out through 8 and open up the DRS again. Bruce already very little ERS to play with. Turn 9, really long left-hander. Open up the steering. You go flat through 10, flat through 11, hit the brakes in a straight line. Again, as we're doing, invalidated with Bruce. Off camber for 13 and 14. Just a bit wide there from Bruce. Flat through 15, up towards 16. Hit the brakes, down a couple of cogs. Use as much. We got disqualified there. Invalidated lap time. Yeah, using all the curve you can get away with. Jack, though, has got pole position. So Jack, pole position for the McLaren driver. Alongside him on the front row will be Gattuso. Row 2 is Ruddo and Ginger Tiger. Row 3, Kent and Clips. Row 4, Mikey and Stephen. Row 5 is Massive Marshall, Matty Rudd. Maris sets no time. Keza Nitrogash starts 12th and 13th. 14th is Bruce. Sir Spud will start at the back of the pack by himself. Good evening, Mark. How are you, mate? Hope you are well. Joining us just in time for the main race here in Abu Dhabi, the feature race for IRL, the penultimate round, penultimate race of the season. So we're just waiting for the session to get underway. So whilst we wait for the race to get underway, or at least the formation lap, we'll go to the standings. And Gattuso currently leads the driver standings on 103 points, 10 ahead of Kent. Ginger Tiger has 75 points in third. Jack on 73. Clips has 72, Nitrogash on 65. Crixik has 59, the Ruddo on 54. Typhoon has 52 after his impressive win after China last week. And Sir Spud rounds out the top 10. With 38 points. He had a really good season, Sir Spud. We say it every week, but it's definitely true. Shame, and it's the cat, is Mark, so good to see you, mate. Yeah, shame you're not in tonight, but hopefully you enjoy the spectacle of the racing tonight. It will be good to see you back for the finale in Brazil next week for sure. In terms of constructors, Aston Martin took the lead of the constructors on 155 points, with Mercedes on 140. Williams lost 2 places last week after disaster of a strategy call, really, from both Williams, unfortunately putting them down the order. 137, so they're 18 behind the Aston Martin runners. Red Bull have 110 with McLaren on 89. Haas have 76, Sauber 69, Ferrari 63, Alpine 35, and Racing Bulls have 17 at the bottom of the pile. So there's your tyres and your grid order. Jack and Gattuso line up on the front row, medium tyres each. Ruddo lines up alongside Ginger Tiger for row 2, mediums for both drivers. Kent and Clips complete row 3, again, both on the mediums. Row 4 we have a split strategy. Mikey has taken the mediums with O'Steve alongside on the hard tyre. The 2 Racing Bulls have a 5th row lockout. Massive Marshall taking mediums, Matty Rudd starting on the hards. Maris and Keza, they're 11th and 12th, both on the medium tyre. Nitrogash and Bruce completing all hard, row 7. And Sir Spud at the back of the pack, taking the mediums, as he starts from 15th on the grid. Being teleported to the start line, but there is your pulsator, the McLaren, the number 53 of Jack TM53 synopsis. So we come to the grid to line up. I think Jack's got his parking all wrong in the pit box. Jack on the left, Gattuso on the right. We have the 5 red lights. We are Racing at Abu Dhabi for the feature race. The question is, who's got the best getaway? Jack notorious for not great starts, and it's happened again. Gattuso takes the lead. Ruddo up into second place. Jack having to fend off for third. We got a spinner of a Haas and a Sauber. That is O'Stephen. I think Matty Rudd involved and clips Kiri. But we carry on over the hill, 3 down through 4 and towards turn 5 for the first time. I think Mikey might be involved as well. But it is Ruddo down the inside for the lead of the race. He gets Gattuso down the back straight we go. Towards the turn 6-7 chicane, and Ruddo immediately hugging the inside as Gattuso probably using a little bit of ERS down the back straight to try and claim the place. Into turn 6 we go. We have 6 drivers there right in that front little pack. Maris and Nitro Gas going side by side. Kent is getting past Ginger Tiger. Nitro's got past Maris, that's the main thing. Massive Marshall has risen up the ranks to 6th place on his medium tyres. He's looking at the back of Ginger Tiger right now. But it is Ruddo who it is Gattuso who leads from Ruddo. Jack is in 3rd, but the championship leader is currently leading the way. You may have to do a little bit of mathing as well to work out what the point situation is. But Gattuso has Maris in the pits once again, probably for a broken front wing. The start of his race, a little bit of a disaster. We've got Matty Rudd in the pits, that'll be for a new front wings. So Stephen carrying on at the moment, he's down in 13th. Back near the front though, Kent all over the back of the McLaren of Jack into turn 5. Isn't going to find a gap there though, but DRS is now enabled. And on the back straight we go. 6 and 7. And towards Stephen and Bruce. So, Sir Spud and Bruce. Going side by side. Keza getting past the sister team driver of Massive Marshall. He goes up into 6th place. Jack now on the back of Ruddo. I'm sure these two will be looking to try and get Gattuso and shuffle the Aston Martin back down the order. Remember, in the feature race, it is the top 12 that score points. Not just the top 10, and there is a point for the fastest lap of the race if you finish in the top 12 as well. So Gattuso still holding on to the lead. Jack is currently trying to fend off the Red Bull. That's deep into turn 5 for Jack and the open door. Kent will not say no to at all. Only the second invitation, just sends it to the inside. 3rd place is Kent's. Nitro Gas on the back of Massive Marshall. He is now in front of Massive Marshall. And Sir Spud, that's a great little lunge from Sir Spud in the Sauber. And he's going to get the traction out of the chicane. Fantastic racing between the pair of them. And a great move. Oh, as that's close between Sir Spud and Massive Marshall. Massive Marshall gets the run out of the chicane. It's on the inside for turn 9. But Sir Spud will carry the speed. He'll go a little bit deep, but he should get good speed out of the corner. Oof, my word, that is interesting movements from both cars. Just as the back end starts to try and break away. But good driving from both, no contact made. Sir Spud takes 8th place. Right, Gattuso, 3/10 to the good at the moment. As we come across the line to start lap number 4. To turn 5 then we go. Ruddo still just 4/10 away. Through the chicane, nothing doing just yet. Kent on the back of the Williams. Top four continue. I mean, you've got this train of 6. The two Red Bulls doing a nice job here of trying to collect some points. I have the feeling that Massive Marshall is going to start to come under pressure here from Bruce in the Williams, as Clips picks up 3 seconds for track infringements. Not ideal for the Ferrari. Not the Ferrari, the Haas. It's the Haas Ferrari. It's the right engine, wrong constructor. As we head through turns 2, 3, 4. Massive Marshall on the back of Sir Spud. Can he do anything into turn 5? I'm sure he's going to wait. Remember, the detection point for this first zone very early is just after the flick left of turn 4. So you can make a move into turn 5 and still get DRS. But Ruddo looking to the inside of Gattuso. Can't quite find the gap, but can he find the run? I think he has. That's good traction from the Williams. Sir Spud, Massive Marshall side by side, but we're going to focus the battle on the lead because here comes Ruddo. DRS open. Nice and wide of Gattuso. Into turn 9. Job is a good one for the Williams. Meanwhile, Massive Marshall. Now that DRS has been done by both Bruce and Sir Spud. Bruce looking to go around the outside of Sir Spud. Can he complete the move as Massive Marshall stays on the inside looking to try and get the move back? Oh, and Massive Marshall saves that. That's a fantastic bit of car control. Just a little bit of game physics there affecting Massive Marshall. The back end just starting to move around for the racing ball. This is great driving. And Sir Spud in the pits. Has he sustained some damage here? Well, yes, he has. He has absolutely nailed that front wing. That's a big shame for Sir Spud. He was going well. Promotes Bruce up into 8th place, though, so he won't complain. Gattuso right on the tail of Ruddo. Through the chicane they go. Gattuso looking to the outside. He isn't going to complete that one. And as Bruce and Marshall continue their battle at the moment. Impressive to see these two having a nice little battle. And has Bruce got damage? No, it's just because he's got the wings camouflaging itself with the tarmac. The two Red Bulls. Oh, Kent's lost a lot of time. And he's lost a lot of front wing. So Kent's been in the wall somewhere. Or he's been into the back of someone. And that's an early pit stop for the Red Bull. New front wing is required. That's going to promote people up as well. To the back straight they go. At the moment, drivers' standings, I mean, working it out, just Spud picks up 3 seconds. Drivers' title standings at the moment, Gattuso would still lead on 105. And he would extend the lead he has. Remember, he has to go into Brazil with, 18, because he's, I would say 18, but there's been a raft of different victories there. Realistically, he wants to be 19 points up heading into Brazil. At present, he would be 12, which is not quite enough. Meanwhile, Keza's now in the pits for a front wing, so people are hitting, they're clipping the walls, causing themselves damage. And right now, Bruce, a very big benefactor of this at the moment, he's up into 6th place. I mean, he's 5 seconds away from Nitro Cash, and he's got pressure from behind from Massive Marshall. Kent back in. Kent hasn't done another front wing now, has he? No, he's just done a lap on the hards. Oh, he's retired. Kent is out of this race. That may have just secured Gattuso the championship. The cat saying he's going to be back with the leg, saying at the back, but you never know. Sao Paulo's a great circuit, good racing circuit is Sao Paulo, so and obviously everyone's very much relevant for all the commentary, but yeah, it'd be good to see you back, and you never know, results can happen either way. Kent will not score tonight, so wow, this is unbelievable things. Oh, Bruce has picked up a 3-second penalty for track limits. It's out 12, I think. I'm not quite sure exactly what Gattuso will need to score. We're going to go back on effectively Ginger. If Ginger takes 18 from this, 98, puts in 7. He'll probably want 12 points, which would be 3rd place. So I think Gattuso just needs 3rd place here, and he's won the title. As him and Ruddo battling it out for the lead of this race, just like the sprint. Hopefully there won't be any accidents in this one. We're going to continue on though. Ruddo. Jack just behind. Ginger Tiger in the pits. He's gone early. 9 laps on the mediums. He decided he's had enough of those. He's going to come in, changing for the set of hard tyres. Gattuso Ruddo once again swap with the DRS. And Jack right there to take any spoils at the moment. For constructors, the Aston Martins will need to be at least 33 points ahead. Currently, the live standings on that one, Aston Martin would be on 157, Mercedes 145, Williams 140, Red Bull 110. So, ideally, Ruddo, if Ruddo can win this one, as Mikey goes on the outside was that into turn 1 against Clips. That's a little move from the McLaren. Yeah, if Ruddo can win this with Bruce taking some points with him, as Maris is now unfortunately disconnected, which is a big shame for the Haas team. Yeah, they're closing the gap. Also, Williams at the moment 17 behind the Aston Martins. And the Astons took an amazing result last week at China, which has put them in this position as Gattuso with the DRS, as we kind of expect at the moment, getting past the Williams. Yeah, the Aston Martin taking a great result of 1 and 3 last week to put themselves in this position. You can't discount either the Mercedes. There's a bit of a game thing. Meanwhile, Massive Marshall and Mikey are going at it one with one another. What a big moment for Massive Marshall. Just about holds off Clips Kiri in the end. And Jack's got 3 seconds for the time penalties. I think that's coming into the pits. Gattuso and Jack into the pits. Gattuso looking for an undercut then on Ruddo. Ruddo's going to have a magical win lap. Jack, that's taken him all bar out of contention for this win. One mistake as Bruce goes through into 3rd place. Remember, he's on the hard compounded tyre. Stephen up to 4th, Mikey into 5th, and Ginger Tiger, he has leaped. Jack, it's tight on the pit exit though. Jack's got down the inside, down towards turn number 5. Should get the move done, yes he does. But will Ginger Tiger have DRS down towards 6? The answer is yes he will, so Ginger Tiger's going to be fighting back here. As Mikey takes a strange line. Ginger to the inside, and Jack very cleverly doesn't fight it. He's going to tighten up Ginger, lovely there. And amazingly, Jack's got such a good exit that he was in front of Ginger Tiger coming through the detection. Now he's going to get swamped by both him and Keza. Keza to the outside. A bit of a collision. Through turn 9. Jack somehow has managed to, oh my word, way off track. Jack was entitled to the space around the outside. I know Ginger won't be too happy, but Jack was fully alongside, entitled to space. But Keza picks up positions. Ruddo in the pits then. Where is Gattuso? Oh, there's a bit of front wing that's just come off, and that's come off of Gattuso. I'm not sure what's just happened, but I do know there's a bit of front wing off the Aston Martin gone, and that could hamper him through the corners. Ruddo's just coming out of the pits now, just ahead of Keza. Mikey obviously lets his teammate go, but how big of a deal is that going to be for the front wing of Gattuso in this Grand Prix? It's on the left hand side, so normally the dominant part of the wing for the circuit as Ginger Tiger now gets past Mikey. Oh, never can. That is a big shame as we have a big cluster through the chicane. Jack Keza, Ginger Tiger. So just reading what Kent's just said. Apparently, he came into the pits to get the front wing changed, and it was locked on auto, and it wouldn't change it, which is, yeah, not ideal. Hopefully, something that gets fixed in F1 25. Because that has unfortunately ruined Kent's race and the potential for a championship charge right in the last moments of this season. And I thought Mikey was was diving into the pits then, but he's staying out on those medium tyres. He's trying to make them last. Oh, Keza gets that all wrong through turn number 1, and Jack's going to look up the inside. Oh, that's very close. Somehow they didn't have a huge collision. Keza giving Jack just about a car's width on the apex of turn 2. Meanwhile, looks at the damage for Gattuso. He's not really hampering him too much. But here's where it's going to get difficult for Gattuso. He's got Stephen and Bruce just ahead of him. And Bruce, we know, is side by side. Stephen and Bruce. I didn't call. They're a little bit too far behind. And Gattuso's going to skip on through. Ruddo following. Gattuso, Stephen, I think managed to go around the outside of Bruce into the first part. as Jack goes round the outside of Bruce to claim 5th place. Keza on his way. Yeah, I think Steven just went around the outside of Bruce into the first part and kept the inside for the second part. Just slightly out of shot, so we were focusing on Gattuso and Ruddo. And now is Steven in the way of Jack. Jack will want to clear this Sauber, and he will do, down the main straight. So Steven knows this is not his fight. 26-2, I think, was technically. Is that the new lap record? No, it's not. Lap record's a 25-3. Gattuso gets past Mikey because Mikey's in the pits. 25-6. 26-1 for Clips as he picks up the fast lap of the race so far. Meanwhile, the battle for the net race lead, Gattuso and Ruddo. There's Ginger Tiger, Ruddo down the inside. Oh, loses the rear end. And he stays ahead of the Aston Martin. You know Gattuso won't be too happy, but there's not really a lot that can be done about that. Gattuso just lost the rear end of traction. And Gattuso will get the DRS to go back past the Williams into turn 9. And Ginger Tiger had actually gone past Keza now. Into 13-14. And Jack's now already straight back on the back of the leading pair. You've got Clips, Kiri and Marshall. Clips getting up into 10th place. Keza picks up... Oh! Big collision! That's Ginger Tiger and Keza in the wall. That is a virtual safety car. Wow. Red Bull do not score. Mercedes lose a car. And quite possibly, in reality, in the context of this race, the main car for scoring the bigger points. And it's not just going to be a virtual safety car anymore, it's a full safety car. The safety Bert Mailander coming out in the Mercedes. I didn't see the full thing of what happened, but I can only assume someone's gone for an overtake between Keza and Ginger Tiger in the last corner. And there's been just a collision between front and rear of the cars, both round into the pit wall. Although it may well be that O'Steven was caught up in the chaos that ensued. Well, unfortunately, that all but means Red Bull scoreless on this event. And out of the running for the constructors. Nitrogash into the pit as you'd expect under the safety car. And we have Nitrogash is going to take the lead of this race. No, he's not. Jack is. Jack has decided he's going to stay on the hard tyres. Oh, this is getting a bit spicy now. Nitro onto the mediums. Ruddo. Medium tyres. Mediums for Gattuso. O'Steven coming into the pits. Bruce is in the pits now. Good timing for him for his one and only stop. Worked out beautifully for the Williams team for Bruce. Although he does have that 3-second penalty, which he's going to have to try and gap people. He will come out. Oh my word, that is close racing on the pit exit, but just behind Massive Marshall. So Jack now leads. We're under safety car. And the whole field will bunch up. Massive Marshall has not pitted. He stayed on the hard compound. Runners left. To the runners that are still in the session, if you're listening to the broadcast, just finish. Even if you get wing damage, go and change it. Just finish, you'll get points. Mighty Rudd is a good sort of 2 sectors behind everyone at the moment. On to lap 18, behind the safety car. Not Mikey and Maris catching up as well. I'm just going through turn 2. Matty Rudd through 13 and 14. I think we may end up with one more lap of safety car after this, potentially. Jack trying to generate some heat into those hard tyres. He's going to have to get them warmed up quickly. And Gattuso down in 5th. So he's changed that front wing, which is why he's down a place. He's behind O'Stephen, and that's worked out really well for O'Stephen in the end. 4th place for Sauber. And this is the critical thing now. The constructors, like Williams. This is a big opportunity for Williams now to take good points out of Aston Martin to go into the Sao Paulo finale with good chances. Matty Rudd still not to the back of the pack yet, so I'm going to assume we're going to get one more lap of safety car here. No, we're not. The safety car is in this lap. A late call from the race director, and immediately Jack having to back everyone up. And away we go then. Jack restarts just before the final corner, looking to get a jump on Nitric Acid. Just get a little one, half a second, but now he's in the fight for his life. He's got 11 laps to go, and he's got to fend off the medium tyre runners. Through turns 3, 4, down towards 5. Nitric Acid on the hunt. In reality, the top 3 won't need to hope that O'Stephen fights Gattuso big time, as Massive Marshall and Bruce are fighting it out for 6th place. Down the back straight they go. As I say that, Nitric Acid to the inside of Jack. These two need to, I think, in my opinion, that's close through the chicane. Good driving from the pair though. In reality, is here comes Ruddo. Past 1, past 2. Williams to the lead. And this is good news for the constructors. I was going to say, like, the top 3 kind of probably wanted to work together a little bit. They want to try and get rid of Gattuso, get him out of DRS range. And try to break away, make sure you can't get anywhere near them as Sir Spud gets past Massive Marshall. Unfortunately, I just don't think Massive Marshall has the pace to make those hards work. 25.9 from Gattuso. Fastest lap of the race. The top 5 have gapped Bruce by 1.8 seconds here. Stephen doing a mega job for Kick Sauber into The hairpin left to 5. Oh, that looked like a twitch from Jack. It's going to put the Sauber of Stephen right on him. Luckily, Jack's got DRS to try and defend. Gattuso looking to the outside of the Sauber. And the Sauber looking to the inside of the McLaren. Well, was very, very tight, but Gattuso gets the move done. He's up into 4th place. Now he's behind Jack. Ruddo and Nitro at the front. 0.1 of a second. Covering the top 2. Oh, Jack gets very, very close there to Nitro Gas, but doesn't hit him. Good driving to keep it away from contact. Clips Kiri has got past Bruce in the meantime. Remember, Jack's got a 3-second penalty. He's really hoping that these hard tyres come to fruition near the end of this race in comparison to the mediums. Clips Kiri 25.5. That is a new lap record here in Abu Dhabi. Beats Kevin Magnussen. Very nice touch for the Haas driver. A Haas driver taking it off the Haas driver. As I say, because you were driving well, and so you're saying about those on the alternate strategies. Unfortunately, it's one of those things. Unfortunately, within racing, obviously you can be on alternative strategy as long as you're fighting for track position. Obviously, you are entitled to defend your position. Obviously, most times drivers they don't let drivers through easily. But once they're sort of alongside, they sort of just go, okay, that's fine, we'll let them go, because at that point, you know you're done for. But yeah, unfortunately, there's no law to say if you're on a different strategy, you can't defend your place. It just depends who the driver is and how hard they defend it. In the case of O'Stephen, I must admit, he does tend to defend his position probably more than other people. But unfortunately, he does have every right to do that. But as we continue on with this race, Ruddo still leads from Nitro Gas. Gattuso's up into 3rd place right now. Jack with that 3-second penalty, remember, he's in 4th place. Oh, Stephen is in the top 5 right now. He's going to have a top 4. As Gattuso to the outside of the Mercedes. Can he make this move work? Oh, a bit of contact on the entry. Gattuso will look for a good run, and where Nitro is a bit right at the chuff of Ruddo, wasn't quite going to get the run he probably wanted, but it got enough of a run to keep Gattuso behind. Clips Kiri, overtakes Bruce with DRS. And what is the penalties at the moment? 3 seconds for Jack, 3 for Clips, 3 for Bruce, 6 for Spud, 6 for Massive Marshall, 3 for Maras. So right now, oh, as Bruce goes very wide, Mikey now picked up 3 seconds of penalties. And this fight for 6th place is a nice thing, the fact that Clips and Bruce both have the same penalties, because this is a straight shootout fight for 6th place. Gattuso down the inside of Nitro at turn 5. Nitro should get good traction though, and he'll have, I'm sure... No, he didn't get enough good traction. Maras has unfortunately left the session. That could leave his AI vulnerable to retirement. Ruddo looks to defend, but Nitro Gas looking down the outside of Gattuso. We go on board. Good driving from the pair, no contact made. Gattuso steps on it and gets on a bit of ERS, I have no doubts there. To defend that position, has he got enough momentum to get past Ruddo into turn 9? No, he does not. Clips Kiri and Bruce swapping places once again, down into turn 9. Massive Marshall to the inside of Mikey at turn 9. We'll get that move done. Clean from the pair of them. Matty Rudd is catching them. Sir Spud picks up another 3 seconds. And that's now in territory. I think that's 9 seconds for Spud. So that's now in territory of Mikey now leapfrogging Sir Spud. He needs to make sure he doesn't lose too much time behind Massive Marshall. Because he needs to close that gap a little bit to 6 seconds to Spud. At the front, Rodo still leads from Gattuso. Lap 24 we are on. There are 6 laps to go in this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Gattuso. Not close enough into the chicane, but I don't think that's where he wants to do the overtake. Though Stephen also starting to fall into the clutches of Clips Kiri. He's lost the DRS to this train, and you can see how much it's affected him, because he's now fallen back to Clips. And back to and behind Clips Kiri now into turn 9. But Clips does have that 3-second penalty. So he's going to have to pull away from Stephen if he wants to keep that place. But it crosses the line to start lap 25. Still has the Aston Martin of Gattuso behind. I believe right now, I don't know who's got the fastest lap. It is Gattuso. We have a yellow flag. It's Sir Spud. Oh no. Safety car is out. Where is... Oh my word, Sir Spud's gone for an absolute monster of an accident through turn 3. Ended up in the left-hand side barriers. Oh, that is gutting for Sir Spud. He was running so well. He's going to add more points to his tally. He was in a bit of a fight with Bruce, but yeah, very, very unfortunate this for Sir Spud. But the question is now, are we going to get a rush of pit stops onto the soft tyre as the safety car comes out? Such a shame for Sir Spud. He's had a difficult couple of weeks as Sir Spud. He crashed in the pit lane last week at China. Basically done a Lewis Hamilton in the pits. And he's crashed out here tonight. He's had a bit of a rough couple of weeks as Sir Spud. And Roddo, yes he is going to come in the pits. Gattuso is not. Jack is. Clips Kiri is. Clips Kiri's picked up 3 seconds of penalties for corner cutting. Bruce is coming in the pits. Mikey, will he dive into the pits? Surely everyone's just going to come in the pits now, aren't they? Yeah, there's the first of the RBs. Matty Rudd is going to come in as well. Maras. It won't really matter for Maris because I don't think he's going to overtake anyone anyway. But he's going to dive into the pits. So Gattuso will lead from Nitrogas. Ruddo on those soft compound tyres. Maris picks up 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Ruddo though, prime position to strike for the win of this race. Soft compound tyres, he's going to have a lot of grip come the end of this race. Question is, how many laps is he going to get to do this? Oh, Stephen has fallen behind Bruce in that round of pit stops. So also means though Stephen, provided he can keep it clean, could be about to get a nice healthy jump up in positions. Because there's plenty of people with penalties at the moment, same for Matty Rudd. Amazingly, Matty Rudd, no penalties so far in this race. Not to say he hasn't got any warnings at least, but no penalties so far for track limits. He's behaved himself thus far. So I'm going to go back round again. Expect Maris to come into the pits, change onto another set of soft tyres. Because you'll want to get rid of that 10-second penalty. Oh no, okay, that's he's thinking of a different way to me. Knowing that the safety car was not coming in yet, I'd have just dived into the pits and served that penalty. But I'm not in the cockpit, Maris is. Thank you for the update in regards to that crash, Keza. So, what happened in the accident with Keza and Ginge was Ginge ended up in the back of O'Stephen, which caused a concertina effect, where Keza then hit Ginge, both of them unfortunately spinning into the wall. Yeah, it's a really horrible way to go because, I mean, especially Kez at the back, nothing he could have done. Just that concertina effect, obviously, all of a sudden the car ahead of you stops if you're right behind him. You've got almost no hope as the safety car is going to come in this lap. We're going to have 2 laps of racing. O'Stephen eyeing up 4th place right now. But Keza, thank you very much for clarification of the accident. This is obviously much appreciated and hard luck. Hopefully, a better race next time out in Sao Paulo for you. For sure. But 2 laps to go. Gattuso leads this race. He's got an almighty defence ahead of him. Is he slow? There's damage. Gattuso slowed right up. He's now gone before the penultimate corner, but the Mercedes of Nitrogash has lost the end plate. Nitrogash has got a broken front wing. I think Ruddo, yeah, that's going to be an easy one because Nitrogash has got no turning ability whatsoever. Just about going to fend off Jack for now. But Ruddo, 1.1 seconds to Gattuso. He's got to catch him. Ruddo to the outside of Nitrogash. Collision between the two. Clips Kiri sneaks through into 3rd place. Not sure exactly what happened. There's a bit of understeer from the Mercedes or not, but IRC Bruce, he's going past Nitrogash now. Jack down the inside, or around the outside, so I should say, of Clips Kiri. Bruce gets the move done on Nitrogash. O'Stephen now behind Nitrogash. O'Stephen eyeing up a podium now. He gets past Nitrogash, I think. Looking to go around the outside of him anyway. Well, that was close. Yeah, look at the understeer for Nitro. He's got absolutely no turning ability whatsoever in that car. Ruddo right on the back of Gattuso. Through 13 and 14. Ruddo to the inside. Can't quite hold it. Gattuso under a lot of pressure, but look at O'Stephen in the background. He's got a podium in his sights right now. He's only 1.8 behind the leader. As he makes a mistake, Stephen could be about to get a podium. As Bruce looks to the inside of Clips Kiri, that's a fair fight for position. Same time penalties. DRS is enabled. This is it, Ruddo's chance. To the inside for Ruddo. He's going to have to make sure he's got enough ERS saved. Gets the move done into the chicane. He should have better traction on the exit. Does have. Jack's going through now as well. But it won't matter to Gattuso because Jack's got a 3-second time penalty to contend with. DRS wide open. There's Stephen lurking in the background. He knows all he has to do is just finish this race. Clips Kiri goes past Gattuso again. He's got a penalty. Matty Rudd and Massive Marshall having a little battle. Inter-team battle back there. Ruddo. Flick it right, flick it left. Under. I think that's the hotel, isn't it, here at Yas Marina? But Ruddo through the final couple of corners. It's been a great race from Ruddo. He crosses the line. It is Abu Dhabi victory for Ruddo. Gattuso finished second. Oh, Stephen on the podium in third. Jack in fourth. Bruce fifth. Matty Rudd sixth. Nitrogash finishes in seventh in the end. And we'll go through the rest of the order very shortly. Spud Gattuso came to a near stop yet. It would not surprise me if that gets put in there. Driver of the day goes to Bruce. On the back of the grid. A Sauber on the podium though. And there he is, O'Stephen. Good run from him. And all those penalties. Matty Rudd got sixth in the end. Let's see if we can work out a few bit of points. So Ruddo first, Gattuso second, O'Stephen third, Jack fourth, Bruce fifth, Matty Rudd sixth, Nitro seventh, Clips Kiri is in eighth, Mikey ninth, Massive Marshall 10th, Maris the last of the finishers. So Spud, Keza, Ginger and Kent all retire from the race. Ruddo picks up maximum points of 18 there. So good run from him. That's going to bring the Williams back into play with this Constructors' Championship. So let's have a look. It's 18 for Ruddo. I believe it's going to be 26 for the Williams. I've got my correct thinking hat on. Mercedes, I think will take home 6. The Aston Martin take home 14 points. Gattuso 14 points for him. Ginger a non-scorer. Jack will take home 10. Clips Kiri, where did he finish? He'll take 5 points for him. So drivers wise, Gattuso goes on to 119. Ginger will stay on 80. Jack up to 84. Clips Kiri 81. So by my maths, provisionally, I must admit, and I must stress, this is all provisional sort of understanding. Gattuso is the Eagle Performance provisional champion for now, pending any stewards' inquiries. He will go into Sao Paulo with a 26-point lead, which is out of reach of anyone behind. So congratulations to Gattuso, but again, that will all be confirmed next week in Sao Paulo, if that is the case that he's won it here this week. Again, it's all provisional. In terms of the constructors, we have a very big fight on our hands. The top 3 can still win the constructors. Aston Martin will leave here with a 5-point gap to Williams, and again, I must stress this is all provisional workings out until the results are final. But Aston will leave here 171 points to Williams' 166. Mercedes will leave here on 151, so all 3 teams have a chance at taking Constructors' glory. But for myself and everyone here at IRL, thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the stream, even though it was a tad little late getting up. But the racing was brilliant, fantastic to watch, and we have the Constructors' Championship going down to the wire in Sao Paulo next week for the finale. It is the Sao Paulo Grand Prix round the infamous Interlagos circuit. It's certainly one that's going to be fantastic to watch, fantastic to commentate on. So make sure if you've enjoyed this stream, make sure you please do like the stream, and make sure you subscribe to the Invictus Racing League channel and press the bell for the notifications so you don't ever miss when we go live for racing. But for myself and IRL, I've been JPH. Thank you for watching. Good night and have a good rest of your week.